as my privilege. Up to now, I swear to God, I'm not supposed to even do that. I've not seen the report. I'm a senator. I moved the motion because I have my reason. My people are shortchanged. This is a serious matter. 500 billion was distributed and the other geopolitical zones got only 11%. My own region got only 1%. It's not a laughing matter. It's a serious matter that needs to be addressed. So when you say you have submitted the report and you ambush people to submit the report only when those are interested are not there. He asked me to sign on to an interim report. I still repeat, I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report. I have not seen the report. It's a privilege of mine. What are you talking about? I have not seen the report. And the report was so-called said at the tail end of our tenure. We are new this thing. And this is a very serious matter.
Distinguished Senator Ali.
Mr. President, this motion was not personal. In fact, when I moved the motion and the ad hoc committee was set up and my name was included, I told the Senate President then that it would morally not be fair for me to be on the committee because I'm the mover of the motion. But they said I have to be on the motion. I have to be on the committee. And whenever they call the meeting, as he said, it's either I'm not here, I don't want to say whether it's deliberate or not, it doesn't matter.
And what you are saying was an anomaly. But you see, on this issue today, the Senate President has already ruled on it. And when the matter is stepped down, it does not mean it cannot resurface. So I want to refer you to Order 63. Distinguished colleague, please read Order 63. The Deputy Senate President, please go through Order 63, read it out. Now, if you want me to read, I will go ahead. The President of the Senate in the Senate and the chairman in any committee shall be responsible for the observance of the rules of order in the Senate and the committee respectively, and their decision upon any point of order shall not be open to appeal and shall not be reviewed by the Senate except upon a substantive motion after notice. Since I've ruled on it, if you want to repeal, you must come with a substantive motion. This issue is rested.
I'm surprised, and there are two surprises now. One is the sudden hike of the electricity tariff, and which to me is against the Constitution, because our Constitution is supreme. Section 42 says that you cannot discriminate against Nigerians. When I heard about this, Band A, Band 2, Band B, Band C, it's discrimination. It's discrimination. And it should not be allowed. This is the first time I'm hearing it, that you can get an hour for 20 hours. And somebody will get it too. Supposing you are living among the masses, and you can afford to pay for 24 hours. And that is what they are supposed to provide. Besides, this power supply, power distribution company belongs to Nigerians. They just took it like that and then use it to be loading charges on Nigerians. Suddenly one morning, they wake up again and say, a cybercrime levy. Thank God this president is listening. And we have a responsibility of calling people to order. If you see how the Minister of Power was presenting this increase in power, as if he owns the company and these Nigerians are being provided. It should not be like that. We are appointed, we are elected. Please, SP, I can see that you are running out of patience. But we are supposed to be doing the right thing. Please. We must commend when somebody does a good job and gives us a leadway, we should follow. I'm happy. It's only that he ignored another group. There should be Band G, and I belong to that group. Band Generator and Renewable Energy, because we don't see the light anyway. So let's take this issue of power so that it doesn't come up. Nigerians are getting too much shock unnecessarily. Somebody will just wake up and say, and get a crazy idea that, oh, increase the power this thing, and you go there and announce it. No, it should go through the National Assembly. That's why we are here. We are representing the people, and anything that affects the people should be before the National Assembly before you do it, please. And so let us not, like this now, if we start discussing this very important matter, you say, oh, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. No. In the U.S. Senate, if a senator stands up to speak, you don't tell him round up until he yields the floor. That is how it's supposed to be. Please.
So, Chief Whip, you are the one that...
This issue of food crisis should be taken more seriously, because this is the first time Nigeria is being included in countries that are likely to face very, very serious food crisis. Or here in the north, we have started seeing it visibly. People are hungry, very, very hungry. Many cannot go to their farms. All of us know this. In the north central, the northeast, and the northwest. Even in southeast, we still have crisis among the farmers and herdsmen. Even in southwest, we still have this crisis. As it is now, a bag of rice is selling at about 100,000. A bag of maize, the same thing. Even prices of tomatoes, onions, and other basic food is high. In March 2024, edition of Kade Harmonize. Kade Harmonize is a unified tool for conceptual analysis of acute food and nutrition insecurity in the Sahel and West Africa. They are a very credible source of information. In their March publication, they said Nigeria is very likely to experience highest session of food insecurity, even though globally, but most severely. Currently, there are 4 countries, including Sudan and some others, that are facing very serious food insecurity. And Nigeria is added to this list this year by International Rescue Committee as one of the hotspots for food insecurity. Action Against Hunger, World Food Programme, FOA, also indicated that over 32 million people are expected to face critical hunger crisis and emerging level between June and August. President. Okay. Foreign. Okay. So, Mr. President, I want to suggest the investigation as suggested by our colleagues should be holistic, very holistic. And that is also to unveil why somebody is producing diesel in the country and he had to go out to look for foreign market to sell the product. On the other hand, polluted or toxic diesel is being imported into the same Nigeria. These are questions that the committee should actually find out, investigate, and as my chairman suggested, those involved should actually be brought to book so that this kind of thing that is going in and killing our country should not repeat itself. Thank you, Mr. President. What this chamber approved was 819. And we said that the other monies that has been spent cumulatively to, was it 20-something trillion? That the details should be provided. It has never been provided to date. This committee or whatever should find out what happened to the money. And some people must be held responsible, or at least they should come and explain to this Senate what they did with the money. Now it's time that people are looking for their money anywhere. Where is that money? That should be the big question.
Exclude the fact that we can still go and investigate what we passed. So we are open to investigation. And there was a caveat at that time that we're going to investigate. The details must be provided. So we are waiting. Anytime the Senate feels that we should go to investigate that, we investigate that. So for one now to say, for what happened then was a collective responsibility. And it was done in the interest of the nation and in line with our collaborative stance with the executive arm of government.
If some people spent money before bringing it to the parliament for approval or appropriation, where did they get the money they spent? Because they spent money and they came here to look for approval over money they have spent. Now it's not an obligation again. It is classified as obligation, 30 trillion. This debt overhang, Mr. President, is responsible for the problems we're having. This 30 trillion debt overhang, which nobody says he knows the detail, how they spent that money. Outside 809-something billion, which this parliament, this Senate approved. 800-something billion, they approved. So about 20-something trillion, they knew nothing about it. They didn't know how the money was spent, what it was spent on. And we're carrying it on.
What Nigerians want today is food and security. This belongs to the medium term or long term action that we need to take. How are we going to provide food for Nigerians and protect their lives tomorrow or from today? This report talks about it. Mr. President, let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's consider it necessary to look at what happened in the past. But we are in the present, and the present is so unpleasant. And we have to act very, very swiftly.
You can see a lot of sponsored protests here and there, but those people are not aware. Most of those sponsored protests are not aware of the kind of efforts being made by this Senate to tackle the situation, together with the joint management team of the federal government of Nigeria. And I must say that unverified report has it that each of the state governments in the last few months have received additional 30 billion from the Federal Inland Revenue Service outside their normal allocations, from the Federation account, outside their normal allocations, to assist them in ameliorating the food situation. So we believe that every state government should utilize the funds so received towards ensuring that food is available. About 30 trillion waste and means not what President Tinubu can bring. This Senate will not rubber stamp anything that we feel is not in the interest of Nigerians. And that's the reason why we are discussing. Am I right or wrong? Those who are in support of what the Senate President is saying, say aye. Those against say nay. So the expenses that we don't have details put us in the indebtedness that we have today. And therefore has affected even the ability of government to provide essential needs and services for the public. That we need to look into those things.
Each state government in 2023 was given 18 billion naira at once. Some of the governors that benefited from that 18 billion naira are here. I'm sure Governor London can confirm that.
And they did not, and they did not repay the money by the time they came to the Senate.
For the National Assembly to find out what happened. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, nobody in this chamber should suggest that we shouldn't look to anything that we feel is in the public interest. But let me say this very clearly. What Nigerians want today is food.
Just as a way of, advising the Senate on the way we do things. Mr. President, this is the Senate. This is the Senate. And we should not shy away from learning.
Sorry, the clerk, can I have that order 54? Order 54. Order 54 says the Rules Committee shall locate time to all sequence of speeches, motions, or bills coming before the Senate. So as we are coming under Order 54, this is what is written there. So I'm sorry, Leader, we rule you out of order. Yes, Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I rise to move.
Refineries are not working. Dangote started the refinery and he was to complete it. Nothing was there. Let us ask these questions. And it is not enough to say give money to the local refineries. How much have been given to them and what happened? Nothing. So let us find concrete solution to our problem. I am taking this letter back to the leadership, of which I'm one. And as the president was reading them out, I was paying attention. The Senate will make these demands their terms of reference. And please, as I said, this is a message, a very strong one. But we are all Nigerians. This country belongs to all of us. As long as we are involved in the negotiation, we should also consider the consequences of our action. Unfortunately, the people that will suffer more are our people. The people that harass you at the gate are the poor. There is no son of a senator that is constable or sergeant out there. So, where is the problem? The problem is with us. When I was told that you are bad at the gate there, the sergeant at times is here. He can bear me witness. He called me. He said the chief whip, there are labor people out there and the police have blocked them. I told him, allow them to come in and wait for us to come and address them. So it's not that we are completely insensitive. We are Nigerians. As I said, most of us, unfortunately, that are maltreating our own are from the poor. How many are rich Nigerians? There are very few. Majority of our senators are from the poor. Majority of the police harassing us are from the poor. Majority of those people that are doing all these things are the poor. They are just lucky to be in part of a security and then you are in the labor. That's the difference. So let us, Mr. President, I give you my word and I give the leadership your word. And also, you should let Nigerians know what is going on. It is not enough for us to gather here and talk about this. We should carry Nigerians along. We should carry Nigerians along. And then we should be considerate to the impact or the effect of our actions on Nigerians. So that if you are fighting somebody, and you don't want to, or you are not supposed to kill him, please beat him, don't kill him. So if you are beating in order to teach that person a lesson, if you kill him, then it becomes another thing. So don't kill us, please. Beat us, but don't kill us. Beat us, I understand. When you disagree with somebody, you can slap him. But if you shoot him, he is dead. So slap us, but don't shoot us. If you shoot the system, then everybody will suffer. And you too will suffer, because if you don't have me, then you are not